AJ, how's it going down there?
Oh, hey, Vicente. It's Vicente, everybody. The Mexican free-tailed bat.
Hey, everybody. So why the long face? What's on your mind?
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm here to do an album reaction today, but I don't know what album I want to react to.
Yeah?
You see, because it's October, I kind of want to focus on albums that have a spooky theme to them, Halloween-appropriate type of music. And I had a lot of fun last week listening to Kim Petras and her album Turn Off the Light. It was really fun. There's really catchy, upbeat, dancey pop music. But it's from a couple years ago.
Okay.
And the thing is, I've been doing a lot of music on this channel lately that is, from the late 60s, early 70s, classic rock.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn, I can listen to classic rock albums from the 60s and 70s, or I can listen to new releases, contemporary pop music, indie rock, stuff like that.
Pues, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? It is your channel, after all.
Okay, you make a good point. I could obviously do both. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want with it. And like I said, I want to keep this spooky. I want to keep it Halloween appropriate. So, any suggestions, Vicente?
Well, I'd go with Black Sabbath, the godfathers of metal.
Black Sabbath. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness himself.
Not to mention the legends Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward. Can't forget them.
Of course, yeah, totally. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Bands are a team effort. It's no one person. Although Ozzy Osbourne is one of those larger-than-life personalities.
Quick question. Have you ever listened to any Sabbath?
I've listened to Crazy Train.
Not Sabbath. That's solo Ozzy.
Oh, for real? Now, what about Iron Man?
Yeah, that's Sabbath,
Okay, so I've listened to at least one Black Sabbath song. Thank you, Tony Stark. Wait a minute. How are you a fan of Black Sabbath? I mean, shouldn't you be boycotting Ozzy Osbourne? I mean, he did, after all, infamously bite the head off of a live bat.
Yeah, that was Carl. Carl was an ass. He was not missed.
Okay, so we've established you're a fan of Black Sabbath. Next question is, what album should I listen to? I mean, there's their self-titled debut, I guess. That's always a good place to start with any band.
I think you should go with their third album, Master of Reality. It came out in 1971, which makes this the 50th anniversary. And as we know, you apparently are obsessed with decades.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Let's go ahead and do that then. Thank you so much, Vicente. You've been really helpful. I really appreciate that. You really got me out of a bind. Thanks so much. Say hello to the missus for me.
We're having mothballs for dinner. They're like meatballs, but made out of moths.
All right. See you later. Bye. Take care. Okay then. Well, there you have it. I guess there's nothing else left to say other than, without further ado, this is going to be my reaction to Black Sabbath and their 1971 album, Master of Reality.
Wait, let me say it. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I can't believe I have not listened to more Black Sabbath. If this had been playing on a record player, I honestly thought that my record was skipping.
All right now. Won't you listen?
I do know that Sabbath is known for their riffs, and yeah, this is just such a good heavy riff, just so distorted. Man, it's hard to believe this was 1971. Like, what did people think of listening to this back then? There were hints of this kind of music back then, but Sabbath just, I feel like they came in and changed the game. Yeah, that's such a satisfying riff, It's one thing to write heavy, but this is heavy and catchy. Like, I know I'm just gonna be humming this riff all day for the rest of the day. It's an interesting song from a songwriting perspective. So far we've gotten a couple of verses, but no chorus. It's almost like this riff is the chorus, which is fine with me because it's a damn good riff. Ooh. Damn, that drumming. Bill Ward. He's going off. Love it.
Come on now.
And we bring back that heavy riff. What was the first music that was considered like headbanger music? You know what I mean? Naturally, this music just is making me do this. And I feel like I would be doing this even if I didn't know about headbanging, you know? Like
Come on now.
I don't know what it is about metal that just
Oh yeah.
just feels right, you know?
All right.
By the way, is this song about weed? Sweet Leaf? And I'm just looking at the lyrics here. It says, straight people don't know what you're about. They put you down and shut you out. You gave to me a new belief. That sounds like somebody getting high for the first time and being like, why are people talking down on pot? This is amazing. That's what that felt like. Ooh, that's different. I didn't expect... Is that synthesizer? That whole little opening sequence sounded about 10 years ahead of its time, at least. Oh, that's a nice bass line. And of course, the guitar riff. This music is so catchy.
Have you ever thought about your soul? Can it be saved?
Like, I'm sure Sabbath fans would probably object to this being called pop music, but I just don't know what you call music that is this catchy as hell, you know? Yeah, I don't tend to associate catchiness with heavy metal, you know? These are just memorable riffs, memorable hooks. Also, yeah, I listened to a lot of 90s alternative rock, and yeah, some of these riffs, I could definitely hear that a band like Stone Temple Pilots was definitely influenced by this band. I mean, who wasn't? I'm sure tons of bands were influenced by this band. Yeah, a lot of good change-ups so far, too.
Could it be you're afraid of what your friend might say? Then you believe in God above. They should realize before they criticize that God is the only way to love.
You know, I'm going to put Ozzy in the same category as, like, a Bob Dylan in terms of vocal performance. Meaning, like, no offense, but they don't have the best singing voices, just from, like, a pure singing standpoint. But their voices are so distinct and full of their personality and what makes them unique and memorable. They're charismatic performers, even if they're not technically the best vocalists on just, like, a singing level.
I think it is true, it was people like you that crucified Christ. I think it is sad the opinion you had was the only one voiced.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, these change-ups. Oh, there was some nice panning going on with that guitar solo. It's kind of jumping left to right. Yeah. And it's so well done. It's so instinctive. Like, you can feel the change-up coming because it's just, at its core, this is like pop writing, you know, pop song writing.
God is dead and gone. Open your eyes, just realize that he's the one.
This riff, like, I grew up playing Nintendo, NES, and SNES, and this little riff sounds like it could be like a Mega Man song, you know what I mean? Yeah, what is that sound? Is that a guitar pedal effect, or is that a synthesizer? I don't know, it sounds way ahead of its time though, for 71? Jeez. This almost sounded like the opening to Paint It Black. It's another interesting guitar sound. Is that it? Okay. That's a nice little interlude. Ooh, I'm loving this riff already. This sounds like it's gonna be epic. It's an interesting drum sound. Are those, I mean, I'm guessing he's playing toms right there, but they sound a little tinny. They don't have the usual thump. Like they sound a little flat, but that sounds like it's by design. Okay, I gotta change my whole life up. I can't believe I haven't been listening. I've made it into my 30s and I haven't been listening to Black Sabbath. Because this just feels so right. Like, I just definitely need more of these riffs in my life on the day-to-day. That little guitar, right there, that it comes off just a little off time. Like, it doesn't come where I would expect it to. It's just like right off the beat. I keep trying to predict it, and I'm always just off by like a beat. That's nice. See, yeah, it keeps coming a beat after I would expect it. It's such a great effect, though. Okay, are there two guitars playing right now? Because I'm getting a guitar solo in each channel, but they're not playing the same thing. Oh, that percussion. Sounded like one of those big orchestra drums. It's getting like some UFO sounds now. Okay, changing it up, quieting it down. It's a different vibe. Is this gonna be their ballad? The obligatory album ballad? This is actually pretty beautiful. Just waiting for the drone. That was surprisingly beautiful. Yeah, these guys really have a knack for melody and for just, yeah. I think enough time's gone by that I have not given another shout out to Bill Ward, and that just needs to be put out there. Really loving the drumming on this album so far.
You're searching for your mind, don't know where to start. Can't find the key to fit the lock on your heart. Yeah!
Yeah! Your soul is ill, but you will not find a cure. Some metal lyrics.
Your world was made for you by someone above, but you choose evil ways instead of love.
That's a nice fat bass line too. That was a pretty sweet guitar solo, but what I loved about it is that the bass was also trying to keep up, and the bassist was also going off on that. Geezer Butler. That's a name.
He's a confessor now.
Felt like that was gonna come. Ooh. Yeah, just love these change-ups. One thing I did not expect coming into this album is how movement-based these songs would be.
You turn to me in all your worldly greed and pride. But will you turn to me when it's your turn to die? Yeah.
I will say this riff, this song in particular, I have listened to a lot of Zeppelin, and this is a very Zeppelin-esque riff. Ooh, that's nice. Track 7, Solitude. I can't believe there's only 2 songs left. Jeez, this has been flying by, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. Again, something I did not expect. This is a band that is as good in their quiet moments as they are in their heavy moments. Also, this song is very prog rock. I just listened to Jethro Tull recently on this channel, and this kind of fits in that vibe. Both albums from 1971, this one in Aqualung. That was a good year in music, wasn't it? Jeez.
Everything I possess, now they are gone.
Oh, wow. Is this Ozzy singing? This might be my favorite vocal performance of this album so far.
Nothing can please me, only thoughts are of you.
That is flute, right? I just name dropped Jethro Tull, and that is what they are known for, among many things. Damn, this song is serene. Damn. Yeah, this song is just so lush, picturesque even. It's not how I thought I'd be describing a Black Sabbath song today. Yeah, this feels very prog. Yeah, wow. That was very different, but very welcomed. Final track, Into the Void. We are already at the last track. This went by too quickly. I would definitely be listening to this album quite a bit. And now we're back to the heavy, catchy riffage of Tony Iommi. that is such a good riff. I just love following the path it takes. Yeah, it's like a slow, confident walk of a riff, you know? Loving that bass line too, though.
Rocket engines burning fuel so fast, up into the night sky they blast. Through the universe the engines whine. Would it be the end of man and time?
We're singing about space travel right now.
Rocket engines burning fuel so fast, up into the black sky so fast. Burning metal through the atmosphere. Earth remains in worry, hate and fear.
Earth remains in worry, hate, and fear. Same as it ever was. Another one of these movement change-ups. Ooh. Ooh.
Freedom fighters and our zoo.
It's like very punk rock all of a sudden, which again, years before punk rock was the thing.
Find another world where freedom will
Yeah.
Past the stars in fields of ancient void. Through the shields of darkness where they find love upon the land, a world unknown, where the sons of freedom make their home.
This song really is playing to Ozzy's strengths as a vocalist, though, because this sort of like almost talk singing or like just kind of rapid delivery, I think he does that really well. I just love this like chugging, propulsive riff. Nice. Yeah, a lot of these riffs, as somebody who has been a long-time Zeppelin fan, a lot of these riffs are very familiar. It's in the ballpark, you know? Again with the panning on the solos, the guitar solos. Very nice. Too short, you know, but leave them wanting more, they say. Alright, so no disrespect to the guitar playing of Tony Iommi, but I feel like generally the case with a lot of classic rock guitarists, I'll be like, oh, they have really good solos, but the riffs are like, they're okay or they're not memorable. This is the complete reverse, where I'm like, they just have such catchy, memorable, just classic guitar riffs that it almost overshadows the solos, you know? Like, I don't remember a whole lot from the guitar solos, but it's just because the riffs were so damn good that I just, every time they strayed away from them, I wanted them to come back, you know? They're just riffs that you can just lock onto, and just like, they were saying that this album was a precursor to, you know, stoner rock and doom metal and sludge metal, and from what I know of those genres, is those are genres that, you know, you just, you know, build upon a really good riff, you know, and you just kind of just like, you know, zone out on this really heavy yet really, you know, catchy earworm of a riff. And that's what was going on here. Yeah, such good songwriting. Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with stoner rock, you know. Again, like, this is a precursor. People say this might have been the album that, you know, originated those genres. And yeah, so stoner rock I'm somewhat familiar with. I know Queens of the Stone Age, Like a lot of these riffs, the bass and the guitar were very reminiscent of early Queens of the Stone Age, that Rated R album, as well as Songs for the Deaf, which that is one of my all-time favorite albums. I could definitely hear the influence on that album from some of these riffs, the guitar and the bass. Yeah, this album retroactively makes me appreciate Songs for the Deaf even more. As much as I already loved that Queens of the Stone Age album, this album just like makes that album better for me, because now I kind of have a better idea of where that came from and what they were going for. But yeah, let's get back to this album. Man, yeah, I'm glad I started with this album, because usually my instinct is to start with the band's first album or their first couple albums. This is their third album, and yeah, again, just started with it because it's the 50th anniversary release, and I like listening to albums on their anniversaries. But yeah, this album just went by so quick. I don't know what else to say other than I will say that I think my favorite track overall was Children of the Grave. That one just in terms of doing what I expect from Black Sabbath, in terms of like the heavy riffs, and just the heavy metal of it all, I think that was definitely my favorite track from that perspective. But I will say Solitude. That track was a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting them to go that route. But yeah, that was a gorgeous song. I really dug that song. But yeah, everything on here was great. There was not a wasted second, not a wasted chord or riff. It was just all brilliant. I feel weird because I'm just gushing all over this album. Like I usually feel like I want to be a little more balanced in my analysis or review of an album. Usually have more to say constructive. But right now, all I really have to say is that I was blown away and I loved it. Sorry, it's not going to get any more critical than that. Yeah, every album reaction is different, right? Like I mentioned that Jethro Tull reaction that I did, and yeah, I appreciated the music on that one for sure, but lyrically it was just so interesting. I went into this deep dive discussion about religion and the nature of belief and defining one's beliefs. There was a lot to talk about in that regard on that album, and not so much musically other than how much I love the flute on it. But here we are on this album, and yeah, maybe I did a disservice by not looking at the lyrics deeply enough, but I was just so blown away by the playing. I couldn't get over what the instrumentalists were doing, let me shout them out again. Obviously Ozzy, he was great. Then we had Tony Iommi on the guitar, and yeah, I'm seeing here synthesizer, so that makes sense. I thought that's what I was hearing at one point. He even played the flute and the piano on Solitude, which again, can't sing the praises of that song enough. Geezer Butler on bass guitar and Bill Ward on drums and percussion, and Sleigh Bells on Solitude. I might as well just end it here, because if I keep talking, it's just going to be more of this. So yeah, let's just go ahead and end it here. The only other thing I'll say, or I guess I'll ask, is where should I go from here with Black Sabbath? What would be the next album that you all would recommend that I listen to? I mean, I could just go back one album, work my way back to the beginning, or I can go forward from here. Let me know in the comments what album from Black Sabbath should I listen to next. Other than that, just, yeah, wow. Okay, so if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to follow along with more of my album reactions, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Signing out for today, this has been Movies and Music with AJ. My name's AJ. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.